Hey guys, here I am back with another video for you today. This is video number 2 of 2 videos today, and the previous video was on the fragrances of Dries Van Noten, a new collection of fragrances launched by this house, and it was an anticipation video. If you're curious to learn about those, go catch that video before. But today, now I'm talking about Mizensir AMBRE MAGIQUE, a fragrance I've been anticipating. I heard about it through someone actually, and then I looked it up and I thought to myself, wow, this sounds great. It's an amber with a rosy touch. So I figured out a way to buy it because it's not selling here in the States yet. And I'm going to tell you all the details about Mizensir. Are you familiar with this brand, Mizensir? It's a brand started by Alberto Morillas and his daughter. He's creating all the fragrances for the brand. And the first fragrance from this house that I absolutely fell in love with, which I bought from Spain, and that's where I ordered this one from, is For Your Love. Absolutely in love with it. And now we have another really great winner, Ambre Magique. So find out about Ambre Magique coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about Mizensir's Ambre Magique. It is not sold here in the States yet, but I did order it from Spain, from Mizensir Eau De Parfums, where I first bought For Your Love back in 2019. So I have a link to Mizensir Eau De Parfums. They do ship internationally, but they don't have a way to check out on their website internationally, so you'd have to contact them, and I've got all that information in the info box. But this is a 2022 launch, and I'm really digging it. And I do enjoy ambers, but this one intrigued me because it's a rosy amber. And you know, I do enjoy Alberto Morillas' fragrances. In fact, I really enjoy the Mizensir fragrances a lot more than some of his designer stuff. I do enjoy some of his designer stuff, and I also enjoy his Gucci fragrances, but he's done a really great job with this one. Either way, I'll let you know all about it. Before I do though, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So let me know if you're a fan of Mizensir. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. I first discovered it in January of 2019 at Harrods and Selfridges in London. Then while I was in Spain in August of 2019, I absolutely fell in love with For Your Love, and you know, I got it and brought it back with me, and I did a review of that fragrance. It's still one of my favorite fragrances. It's kind of a musky Ambroxan kind of bomb, sort of hinting at something like Baccarat Rouge, but it's a unique fragrance on its own. It's quite delicious. It's quite sexy too, and also great lingering power. But now we have a new one in a white bottle. It's Ambre Magique. It's the latest fragrance, and as I said, it's not currently selling here, so you'd have to order it from somewhere else. Of course, you can always order it from Mizensir Eau De Parfums in Spain. But this is a 2022 launch. I would call this an amber woody fragrance, and the perfumer, of course, is Alberto Morillas. He is the master perfumer, and he's done so many fragrances. In fact, if I go through my entire collection of fragrances here, there's probably going to be about 40 fragrances here from him. So maybe even 50, because all the Gucci's that I have and all the Mizensir fragrances that I have, there's a lot of fragrances that he's done. And he's done a great job with this one. This fragrance is paying tribute to Ambergris, but there's no Ambergris in the notes. At least it's not credited. Maybe it's there, I don't know, but I don't smell it. At least I don't. But it has all these great notes that are working perfectly and beautifully together. In fact, I actually was at a social recently and I had this in my bag and I passed it around to a few people and they loved it. They enjoyed the way it smells. But the notes for this one are, for top notes, Mandarin essence, orange blossom absolute, heart notes, Cashalox, cardamom essence, Bulgarian rose essence, base notes, bourbon vanilla absolute, Dreamwood, benzoin oil, and Helvetolide. So before I explain the fragrance to you, I want to tell you a little bit about these 3 notes that are credited in this fragrance that you might have not heard about. Of course, the first note that you might have not heard about is Cachalox, which is also in For Your Love. Cachalox is a Firmenich proprietary note similar to Ambroxan. So it's a synthetic form of ambergris like Ambroxan. So basically when you have this note, you're going to get the the accords of musk, amber, some aquatic touches, and woods all thrown in together. So that's the first note that you might have not heard of or familiar with in this Ambre Magique. The second note is Helvetolide, and once again it's a Firmenich proprietary note, and if you guys don't know, Alberto Morillas works at Firmenich, so he's contracted out as a perfumer through this firm. So brands come and ask these firms to for different perfumers to create perfumes. Of course, this is his own brand, Mizensir, and he's able to use these proprietary notes. But what is Helvetolide? Its odor description is musky, fruity, warm, ambrette, a sophisticated modern musky note with a fruity pear aspect. Helvetolide brings richness and warmth, reminding ambrette seeds from Firmenich, as I said. And then finally, Dreamwood. Dreamwood is also featured in this fragrance. These are all different notes, and this particular odor description, courtesy of Firmenich, takes its inspiration from the iconic Mysore sandalwood. The traditional woody, creamy warmness of sandalwood is also brought to light by our best sandalwood molecules, some of which are captive. Dreamwood base brings naturality and natural effect, impressive tenacity, warmth, and creaminess to any fragrance. It is a cost-effective alternative to the sandalwood essential oil. So these are all notes that are totally prominent in this particular fragrance, and it's basically what makes the fragrance experience wonderful. So first of all, there is that initial blast of some citruses, but for me this fragrance is not about citruses because they're short-lived. You experience them, but it's moved on to the heart right away, because everything in the heart and the base kind of pretty much dominates the particular fragrance. First of all, you're going to get a lot of Cashalox here, and this is the note that has the kind of like Ambroxan style, the Firmenich proprietary note. So you're getting these kind of ambery, woody, a little aquatic, musky qualities here up top, along with the spicy cardamom. There is definitely this spice, this aromatic spice here in the heart. You'll definitely experience it with Ambre Magique, but on top of that, you got lots of rose. This is definitely a rosy amber, and you gotta love rose. But you know, it's a mature rose. There's definitely a lot of potency with the smell, but it's not overpowering as a rose scent. You're definitely experiencing it, but it's definitely kind of blended with a lot of notes that it plays along beautifully with everything else here. So you're experiencing the ambery touches right away, right in the heart. Because as I said, I'm not getting a lot of the citruses that are in the top notes, even the orange blossom, although I do pick up a little more orange blossom in the top notes in comparison to the Mandarin orange, but they're not the potent notes. Once you're moving on to the base notes, you've got this vanillic touches, lots of vanillic touches, and you need this to create the ambery touches along with the benzoin oil. Benzoin, vanilla together does create an ambery touch, and it blends with the Cashalox here in the heart notes, and you're experiencing an amber experience, a total amber experience, because this fragrance is called Ambre Magique, and that's where you're getting a magical amber experience. But you also have the Dreamwood, and it is creamy. There's definitely lots of creaminess here, a sandalwoody presence and a woody presence for sure. But the Helvetolide is here as well. Very, very musky experience. There's definitely lots of muskiness here, and I do enjoy ambrette, and the Helvetolide is like ambrette-like. It's musky, there's the fruity qualities, a little light booziness in there as well, all blended together. But the fragrance is powdery. There's definitely a major powdery presence here, and it's definitely wonderful blend, a beautiful blend, very, very beautiful, gorgeous smell, and a very, very long-lasting smell as well. So this is the first time I'm actually experiencing a rosy amber fragrance, and I like that Alberto Morillas is paying tribute to Ambergris, but they're not really using Ambergris. At least I'm not picking up much Ambergris here, and of course if they use Ambergris, and since it's so expensive, they would credit Ambergris. So definitely there's no Ambergris here, but the replacement is that Cachalox note, which is like Ambroxan, and Ambroxan is basically a synthetic form of ambergris. When ambergris is so expensive, they use this particular note, and it's a popular note. It's very, very popular, and it does blend really, really beautifully with a lot of notes to create the ambery touches. Alone on its own, it's a little more minimalistic, but here it really does great. It really does wonders to create this kind of like a very musky, ambery experience that's to die for. So again, this is definitely one of those like intense amber experiences, but I think the rose, since there's so much rose in here, there's a brighter experience. It's heavy, it's dense, but it's not dark and, you know, weighty. There's definitely like a lift, like a brightness about it that kind of doesn't weigh down the fragrance, which I quite like in this particular fragrance, because rose has this brightness. Even though I said this is a mature rose, there's not a lot of jamminess here, there's not a lot of syrupiness here, but you definitely experience the rosiness, and it's here, but it does give the fragrance a lift. It doesn't make it very, very heavy, but you do experience lots of powdery touches, lots of ambery touches, and you know, there are some spices coming in. Of course, that cardamom note in here as well gives you this kind of like a pungent aromatic spiciness, but fresh spiciness, and it's a nice contrast, because you think this fragrance is going to go very, very, you know, warm, spicy, and even though it does have those warm, spicy touches, there's definitely some freshness in there as well, especially from the rose, and then of course the cardamom. Gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I think you guys should check it out if you can. Hopefully it'll make its way here in this country soon, but as I said, I bought my bottle from Mizensir Parfums over in Spain. So if you guys know that place, if you're in Spain, maybe you can contact them, or if you're interested in it, you can also contact them from the USA, as they do ship internationally. You just cannot check out on their website. You'd have to send them an email, and I have all that information in the info box. So let me know if you're sampled Ambre Magique. Are you familiar with it? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? If you're in Spain, have you heard of this perfume shop, Mizensir Parfums? Also, let me know if you want me to cover and review more Mizensir fragrances, because I'm quite impressed with this stuff. I'm still absolutely in love with For Your Love, but there's a lot of great fragrances from this house that I want to explore. So let me know if you want me to tackle this particular house more further, and which fragrances do you think I would like from this house. Let me know, put a comment down, and let me know what your thoughts are on Ambre Magique. Have you sampled it yet? Do you enjoy it? Do you like this kind of an amber where it goes into the kind of rosy direction? Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.